we're approaching the end of another Premier League season, and it looks like Manchester City are going to be there or thereabout, and perhaps win it again, and it will be the fifth time in a row. And obviously, last year they won a treble, and this year they're not going to quite reach that feat. But inevitably, questions are going to be asked in regards to the greatness of this team, guided by Pep Guardiola since 2016. Inevitably, last year it reached its peak in terms of results because they won a treble. It was the first time that Pep Guardiola won the Champions League since he left Barcelona back in 2009. I think it was the last time he had won the Champions League. So it was a long time for Pep Guardiola, but it was also the first time ever the City won it. And in terms of greatest ever British teams, you have to say that perhaps they are the best because of what they have achieved. Obviously, I know that in the past there's been teams like Manchester United who have won a treble, 25 years ago. But at the same time, I would say that these days the Premier League is probably much more competitive or much more difficult to win, for example, because there's more teams who have got greater spending money, spending budgets, and I think it's much more competitive than 25 years ago, where perhaps it was just one or two teams that could compete with Manchester United. And obviously, we had City dominated now really since 2012, 2013, since Sir Alex Ferguson left. It's been, they've been by far the most consistently successful team. And, for me, obviously, I know in the 80s and the 90s you had Liverpool won the Champions League, but the way that City play football, how they pass the ball, how, the quality of the players, you would have to say that it's quite impressive. And obviously, there is, dark clouds lurking over the club. Inevitably, there's still, those financial misconduct investigation going on, and we still don't know the outcome. I mean, it's been over a year now, and I haven't noticed anything, any news, or it doesn't. We don't seem to know when the decision is going to be made in regards to any potential penalties that City face. Obviously, they are a powerful club. They're owned by the UAE, state governors. The royal family. I think they have there. So, there's definitely a huge power. You know, dynamic behind the team, which is perhaps the reason why nobody has touched them yet in terms of sanctioning them for what they did. But I think it's obviously, I want to erase the fact that they've been dominant all these years, and they probably played the best football as well. So you can't really begrudge them on the field but obviously, if they, acquired all these great players, all these resources illegally or outside the rules, then perhaps they do deserve some kind of punishment for it. Anyway, this was about the greatness of the team. There's no doubt that Pep Guardiola has left his stamp on British football. You could argue that he is the greatest to have ever coached because he's never been sacked by anybody. He's always won trophies everywhere he's been. Okay, he's coached top clubs, but I don't think, I think that, not every manager succeeds at the top clubs. All of them get sacked. So the fact that he's always done well is you have to give a degree of credit that he knows how to utilize the talents and he knows how to turn them into successful, efficient play, successfully integrate them into his team to make them, to make them win the biggest of trophies domestically and occasionally, as was the case last year in Europe as well. The question begs is he going to continue on this trajectory, or is the Guardiola magic, like most other coaches, eventually going to wear down? That's obviously a question that, for the time being, is uh, you know for the time being is irrelevant because he's still winning But if there's a period that he stops doing that, then obviously one can ask that question. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the season. Thank you.